Hello everybody and welcome to the weekly read for Life as a Magic Mom. Now this is the weekly energy read for the collective. It is a general read, so it will not apply to everyone, just so you know. So take what you can and leave the rest. As always, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and make sure to comment on the videos. I love to hear your guys' feedback, and let's see what is going on. As far as a channeled message, I'm going to do a little bit of one to begin with, just because it seems to be a lot going on right now for everybody emotionally, with the way the planets are moving right now and the way things are going in society and people's awakenings. There's a lot of shifting that's going on. There's a lot of things that are falling apart. Don't panic, you guys, okay? Things fall apart so that they can fall back together the right way, all right? And sometimes, even though we think we know what that right way is, we don't always. I can look back now on so many things that I am so glad I didn't get now, because I wouldn't be where I am. So make sure you're trying to maintain perspective of the bigger picture. So I guess that kind of goes back to the card for the daily read today, which was perspective, the Milky Way card, which it doesn't really get much bigger perspective wise, I guess, than our own galaxy. Okay, so all the pieces as a whole must fall together in the right way in order for things to occur, okay? And sometimes you're not the only cog in the wheel. Sometimes we have to wait for other people to catch up. So make sure your impatience isn't causing you to self-sabotage, okay? All things come in perfect timing, always. And I know in the heat of it, it's really hard to maintain that perspective sometimes, but that's what I'm here for, to remind you, I guess. So let's go ahead and we're going to pull, we'll pull 3 cards from the Centennial Smith-Waite deck to do the overall energy, and then we'll pull a couple oracle cards for clarifiers, okay? So let's get the overall energy for the week from the beginning, the middle, and the end of the week. 3 cards, please. Okay. 3 cards, please. Okay, well, there's 3 cards right there. That's pretty clear. Okay, so these are really good, you guys. Okay, so this is the order they came out in. Okay, so as you can see, it looks like this is going to be a pretty self-explanatory reading. Okay, so I'm just going to set these down now that you guys see them all together. We have the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so we're going to start with the 5 of Wands card. Okay, now this is in our past position, so this is what we're coming out of from last week. We have taken a little bit of a beating, but in the end, despite the things that people have thrown our way, we're still standing. We're still here. We're still doing what we need to do, regardless of the haters in our lives or the people who can't understand. Okay, this is about being victorious in your battle, your personal battle. Okay, so whatever that battle is right now, it doesn't really matter. Just know you're coming through it and you won. Okay, so that's what the 3 of Cups represents. Celebrating with our friends are the victories that we've achieved in our lives. So make sure you're taking this week to spend some time with your friends and acknowledge the props they're trying to give you, okay? Life is really hard, and we often make it harder by distancing ourselves from people because we don't want to disrupt their lives with our problems. But very often, helping somebody else through their problems helps us through our own problems by giving us a different perspective, okay? So celebrate all the victories in your life, big and small, and make sure you're doing it with people who love you and who you love in return, okay? Because the Queen of Pentacles card is about being secure in our abundance, being secure in the things that we've built, sitting back and looking at it and going, wow, I really made it. This week we're sitting back and going, wow, I did it, and I didn't even know. I didn't even realize that I made it. Somehow, I reached the pinnacle of this ginormous peak that I thought I would never scale, almost without effort. Okay, and that goes back into what we were talking about earlier in this week too. When things in our lives are meant to happen, they happen without our interference, okay? They just fall in our lap. And those are the things that we really need to be making sure we're showing our gratitude for. Everyone you meet has some sort of a message for you. It's just whether or not you're willing to listen to it or not. And sometimes that message is just, you're doing a good job and you're right where you need to be. So I'm going to leave that right there because that's pretty self-explanatory. This week we are stepping out of the shit and getting to look a little bit, getting a bit of a peek at what's to come. The glory that is our victory that we built. And we're getting to celebrate it with our friends. So I hope you guys all take some time out and do exactly that. Have a good week, and I'll see you next Thursday. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.